Do you remember the first time you fell in love? Not just the person, but the feeling, the racing heart, the constant smile, the way the world suddenly felt brighter, louder, more alive. Psychologists say first love leaves a permanent imprint on the brain, and today we're going to explore why first love never truly dies, not in poetry, but in psychology. It usually begins quietly, a glance that lasts a second too long, a conversation that feels unusually easy, a name that suddenly matters more than it should. Your first love often arrives before you know how to protect your heart. There are no emotional defenses yet, no past heartbreaks to warn you. Psychologically, this makes first love raw and unfiltered. When you fall in love for the first time, your brain experiences a powerful chemical reaction. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter linked to pleasure, reward, and motivation, floods your system. Dopamine is the same chemical activated by winning, eating your favorite food, or achieving a goal. That's why first love feels addicting. Every message becomes exciting. Every meeting feels like a reward. Your brain begins to associate happiness, safety, and excitement with one person. At the same time, serotonin levels decrease. Lower serotonin is linked to obsessive thinking, which explains why you can't stop thinking about them, why you replay conversations, why their absence feels unsettling. Your emotions become intense, overwhelming, and deeply memorable. This isn't just romance, it's neuroscience. Your brain is learning love for the very first time. But first love is rarely perfect. Because it's new, it's also fragile. You don't yet know how to communicate your needs. You misunderstand tone. Silence feels like rejection. Small conflicts feel like endings. Psychologists explain that during first love, emotional regulation is still developing. You feel everything, but don't yet know how to manage it. So you fight, then you make up, then you promise forever, then you break up again. Each cycle strengthens the emotional bond. This is called intermittent reinforcement. When love comes and goes unpredictably, the brain clings harder. Eventually, reality steps in. Circumstances change, priorities shift, or you realize love alone isn't enough. And one day you don't fight anymore. You don't make up, you simply let go. But emotionally, your brain doesn't let go at the same pace. So why does first love linger for years, sometimes a lifetime? Psychology offers several answers. First, memory encoding. First experiences are stored more vividly in the brain. Just like your first success or first failure, your first love is deeply etched into memory. Second, identity formation. Your first love often becomes part of who you were becoming at that time. They're tied to your younger self, your dreams, innocence, and emotional awakening. When you remember your first love, you're also remembering who you were. Third, unfinished emotional loops. Many first loves end without closure. Questions remain unanswered. Words go unsaid. The brain dislikes unfinished stories, so it keeps revisiting them. Not because you still want them, but because your mind wants resolution. And finally, comparison bias. Every love after your first is compared, unconsciously, to that original emotional intensity. Not because it was better, but because it was new. New love rewires the brain differently than familiar love. Here's the truth psychology wants you to know. First love doesn't stay because it's meant to return. It stays because it taught your brain how to love. But love doesn't stop evolving. Mature love feels different, quieter, steadier, deeper. It doesn't spike dopamine the same way. Instead, it builds oxytocin, the hormone of trust, safety, and long-term bonding. Mature love doesn't feel like obsession. It feels like peace. And that's not a loss. That's growth. You don't forget your first love. You simply stop needing it. Because every love after that carries more understanding, more self-respect, and more emotional balance. First love opens the door, but it doesn't have to be the room you stay in forever. So if your first love still crosses your mind sometimes, that doesn't mean you're stuck in the past. It means you once loved deeply, and that's something to honor, not something to regret.